Okay guys, so this feels like progress. We now have our frames painted and back in position, just screwed at the moment temporarily, not glassed in yet, but looks so much better. We've got our fast mount female screwed into position as well, so they're ready to take the pads when we're ready. They're spaced at around 250 millimeters, so what's that, about 9-10 inches, something like that. We've also got this frame up here as well, again with all the fast mounts in, and then we've started to put some of this framework back as well. So we've got this bit round the door now, and we've got this piece over here, and again this piece running through here with the fast mount sockets in as well. So next what we need to do, oh, and what I forgot to mention is look at the room now we've got in here for the windscreen wiper motor. We've got about 130 millimeters, so what's that, about a good 5 inches in there now for that windscreen motor to go into, which is plenty. So we probably need a little bit less than that, maybe 100, 110, 120 max. Yeah, so plenty of room in there now, which is great. And our head height here is also great as well. I mean, I'm 6 foot and I've still got probably a good 6 inches above my head in terms of headroom as well, so it doesn't feel cramped in here at all. So next, I've just started to work on these frames. So I'd already cut these pieces of timber before. What I've done now is just put in some reinforcements on the back. You can see that just inside here, just got a little bit of timber that's glued into place onto this piece here. That means that this will be removable, so we can just get in there to glass. But I'm just starting to sort of work my way along this ceiling now. So I've got this piece to do here, and then I've got this piece to do here. Also got some what looks like insulation that was in here before, so we just need to clean that off. And also where we've got the glassing here of this timber work onto the underside of the deck, some of this is getting in the way. So I'm just having to trim that off with a multi-tool, combination of multi-tool and sander, just to get that piece there nice and flat so that the timber can sit on there nicely. Otherwise this is sort of obstructing it really. So I'm just doing that now, clean all that up, get that removed, and then I can get that final piece in there, and then I'll move on to the next one. So those panels are all now cut, trimmed and glued together. So these are just resting in place at the moment, so we can drop these down now. We can coat the back with resin, and we can paint the underside in black as we have done before. And then we've also just had to go around and mark up for fast mounts as well. So we've got fast mounts sort of 2 inches or 50 millimeters from the perimeter here all the way around, and then we've also had to account for the LED strip light that's going to run through, and again we've had to have a fast mount fixing either side of that LED strip, so quite time consuming. Had a couple of hours on this sort of plotting where these fast mounts need to go. It's really quite tricky to do at the moment because we are sort of talking about pad work that's going to be quite a long way down the line, but it's worth getting it done right now. So that's all been plotted out and all marked up, so we can go downstairs now, take these into the workshop and drill all of those and get all of these covered in resin on the back and painted on the underside. No. Oh yeah. So you always think to yourself, how long is it going to take just to drill a few holes in a piece of wood, or a few pieces of wood? As it turns out, about an hour. We had to pilot them first and then drill from each side with the Forstner bit, just to make sure that we don't burst through and splinter it on the back side. Just makes a lot nicer job that way, but it takes time. So these are all now done, so we'll just flip these over and we'll give them a coat of polyester on the back. Okay, so we've started to reinforce now with some glass this frame, and we're using the combination mat. So this is a biaxial with a chop strand mat stitched on the back, and so just one hit soaks up the resin, this stuff, but it's really nice and strong. So we're going to, in fact, we bought this to put on the bulkheads to strengthen up the bulkheads, but we've just used it here just to test it, and it's worked really well. So we're going to put some more, probably a bit overkill to be honest with you, but at least it's nice and strong. So we need to run some more down both sides. All of this wants doing as well. We need to take these pieces of wood off, but before we do all of that, we're just going to mark up where all our fast mounts are going to go while we've got it all set out. Do that, and then we can start glassing the rest of this framework.
644, so 322.
Okay, so we've marked up all the support beams for the fast mounts and then unscrewed those and taken those down, just put them in out of the way for now. So what we can do now is we've got good access now to these cross beams, so we'll get all these glassed in. We just need to go around with some acetone, wipe the ceiling. We've already ground the ceiling ready, you can see we've done it here, look. So give this all a wipe with acetone and get this all glassed into place. Richard's going hardcore with the sandals while he's glassing. See if it's see if he gets resin foot. So just down in the workshop, and we've just got the ceiling pieces, so we've just taken those down, we've marked them for where the fast mounts need to go, so typically sort of somewhere between 250mm and 300mm apart. Then we've piloted the hole, and then that means we can just use the fours and a bit. Then it's a 16mm fours and a bit, and we just go in halfway one way and then halfway the other way, and that just means that otherwise when you actually go all the way through, it ends up splintering the back and can make quite a mess of it. So going either way, that makes a nice neat job. You can see over here, just makes a nice neat hole. We'll sand these as well, coat them in black, and then we can fit the fast mounts. So we've got most of this ceiling frame now tabbed into place. What we have got to do now is just do the ends of these spars here. So what we'll do is we'll take this down here. This is just temporarily screwed in. Same on this side as well. And then what we'll be able to do is glass all the way to the end. So at the moment we've had to stop just there. So what we'll do is we'll go all the way basically to the hull sides. So that will be nice and strong, and that will finish that. And then we've also got this bulkhead to do as well. So we've got a gap here that we can work in. We've got some very thin paddle rollers actually, so we'll just have to work around this spar. We made a bit of an error actually because we've screwed and glued this into place, and perhaps we should have waited, but just one of those things. So we'll be able to work around that. So we'll get that down, and then we'll be able to glass up here onto the hull as well. And then on the other side, on this bulkhead, we'll be able to glass all of this in as well. So we can get all of that done, and also this final spar on this side here as well, because this had been epoxied in. Richard epoxied this in just here, and we've put a tab on this side, but yeah, we missed this side, so we just need to get that tabbed in as well. So while that tabbing sets up, we've just brought these side pieces down. So what we'll do is just disassemble these. I think that one's glued already, but this one needs gluing. So we'll take this apart, glue it, and then we're going to coat the back in polyester resin. Once that's set up, we'll be able to flip them over and paint the underside in black. Okay, that's going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.